Good morning. It is an honor to stand here with Ilana Gochevsky. Ilana was dragged from her home in Roz with her partner, Matan Sangauker. She survived 55 days in captivity. Matan is still underground. Hamas has deprived him of everything: light, freedom, food, and dignity. Ilana is here today to speak for those who cannot, for the men, women, and children Hamas has beaten, humiliated, and brutalized, for the families torn apart, for our brothers and sisters still trapped in the terror dungeons. Hamas embarked on a campaign of terror. They used rape as their tactic, torture as their method, kidnapping as their strategy. These are unspeakable crimes against Israeli civilians and foreigners, planned and celebrated by Hamas. Ilana's words carry the truth the world tried to doubt. Today, there is no excuse. The report on sexual violence in armed conflict has confirmed what we have always known. Hamas used sexual violence as a weapon of war. The time for hesitation and denial is over. So our message is very simple. Blacklist Hamas now, designate them as the terrorist organizations they are, believe survivors, protect the living, prevent the next atrocity. We are paying a heavy price in our fight against these monsters. I am sure today the Council will discuss the false allegations of famine in Gaza. I will counter that defamation. But we will never forget our unshakable goals: to eliminate Hamas, to bring Matan home, to bring them all home. Thank you. I would like to invite Ilana to share a few words.
My name is Ilana Gritsovsky. I was born in Mexico and moved to Israel at the age of 16 alone, without my family, and begin my life there. A few years ago, I moved to Niroz, a kibbutz near the border with Gaza, where I built a home with my partner Matan Sangauker. Our life was simple, ordinary, full of plans, until October 7 shattered everything. On October 7, at 6:30 in the morning, my life changed forever. That morning, Matan and I were sleeping at home, surrounded by everything we love. Within minutes, terror was upon us. We wake up to sirens, like every time before, without imagining that this time it was not just sirens. It was an attack by armored, funded, and violent terrorists who entered our home with intention to destroy everything belonged to us. I was taken to Gaza and was held hostage for 55 days. I never knew what to expect. Night interrogations, movements to different locations, from one civilian home to the next, or to a hospital. I was constantly being used as a human shield. I spent time in tunnels where it was hard to breathe. The air was stiff, there was no light, and walking was nearly impossible. They took away my humanity, piece by piece. Each time they moved me, telling me I was going to my way home. They were ready to keep us alive, only to explode us even more. I spent entire days starving and hungry. Every little thing I ate couldn't keep it down. I felt that I don't have no strength left to fight. I did not know if it was day or night, if I was going to survive or die. And these were the moments when I developed deep post-trauma, the feeling that you can feel safe, that my life isn't mine, that my body is disconnected from my soul. In order for me to heal, in order for all the released hostages to heal, only when all the hostages are home will we be able to begin healing what was being broken. I am a testimony that bringing them home is possible. We won't let them wait any longer. They have no time. We must continue all the efforts to get them back with a deal. People in Israel want this war to end. I'm here not just for myself, but for every woman and man didn't make it home, for every voice which was ignored, for the 50 hostages still in Gaza, for their families. Matan, stay strong. Don't lose hope. Your mom, sister, our dog Nuni, and I, we are waiting, fighting for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Michelle Nichols from Reuters. Thank you, Ilana, for sharing your story with us. Ambassador, I wanted to ask you about the strike on Monday that killed several journalists at Nasser Hospital. The Israeli military said that Reuters and AP journalists weren't the intended target, but Reuters is regularly broadcast from there. So what went wrong? Who were the intended targets? Did Israel find them? What more information can you give us?
Well, first, we regret the loss of life of any journalist or non-combatant. You know, we fight Hamas. That's our goal, to eliminate Hamas. We are still looking into the details of that incident, and I'm sure that in the next few days we will have more information about that. But Prime Minister Netanyahu was very clear that he said it was a tragedy. We regret it. You know, during wartime you have such kind of incidents, but our goal is to fight terrorists, not journalists, not anyone who is not involved in terrorism.
Ambassador Xu Dezhi with China Central Television. We heard the atrocity of those hostages. But the thing is, in Gaza now 62,000 people passed away. There are more people in Gaza, maybe share the same atrocity. Is there a better way to solve this problem? Is this Gaza City operation needed, necessary, really?
So I will tell you that we know how this war will end. With the hostages coming back home and Hamas is not in power. The sooner it will happen, there will be less suffering for everybody. So I'm not familiar with any other option. You know, maybe there will be an agreement, but if not, we will have to take a military measure, military pressure, in order to bring back the hostages. We cannot call it a day when the hostages are still in Gaza.
Even committed war crime?
I disagree about this statement. You know, we are fighting a war almost 2 years. We could have finished this war very fast, but because we fight according to international law, we pay a heavy price. We have many casualties. I don't accept this notion of committing a war crime. The war crime was committed on October 7th by Hamas. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Ambassador Adla Massoud with the National. President Trump said that he expects the Gaza war to end by the end of this year. Do you agree with this assessment?
We all want to end this war. It's a painful war, costly war. You know, it's very hard for the people in Israel. But in order for the war to end, we need to see the hostages back home, first of all, and Hamas out of the equation. You know, I saw the statements of many leaders speaking about the future of Gaza. And they say that Hamas will not be part of that. And I asked them, who exactly will deliver that? Who is going to convince Hamas to disarm? So I think the pressure we are putting now is the only way to make sure that Hamas will not be part of the game. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.